to record to the cloud.
You can't be
Here we
stressed.
go, recording to the cloud.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna do my best because we left a bunch of kids in charge. Look,
Take your time.
um, we have some music. I don't remember it. It's different. Okay. He didn't say whether we should start with Kinky Winkly, so we will because I want to know what's up with you. So we'll do Kinky Weekly, and then we'll just go through. I'll introduce you. Anna 2, Anna. Hey guys, welcome back to Big Letter, Little Letter Podcast. I'm your host for today, Jamina, and somebody left the kids in charge. So today I'm joined with another little, my friend, CocoaKitty.
Hey, Jam. I'm CocoaKitty.
Hey.
I am a little, as she said. I'm a brat and I'm a kitten with a hint of masochism.
Yes, I love it. So we're gonna chat here today. This was for the littles, or the people who think they want to be daddies and see what you got to do. So we'll start with our usual Kinky Weekly and tell you what's been going on. So for me, nothing much has changed since last week, but I am still very excited about camp. And I got my braces in and I'm not doing great with them. Okay, it's giving preteen vibes over here. Yes, girl. But what's been going on with you?
Not much really. I do have some time with my daddy Dom coming up. I will be seeing him on Thursday.
Exciting.
And chilling with him. So we have a little play night planned. So I'm super excited for that. I got this super cute outfit that I'm so excited to wear.
I love that. Well, since we started, how about we just jump right into some questions?
Sounds good to me.
All right. So our first question was, how did you discover BDSM?
50 Shades of Grey, actually.
Oh my God, same. Please don't judge us.
Don't judge. I did not base my whole BDSM off of 50 Shades of Grey, but it opened my eyes to it. And then I did my own research. I was like a teenager. I was like 13, 14. And I'm over here researching all types of kinks and stuff and seeing what aligned with me. And of course, I learned more about myself over time.
Right. I mean, like, we're normal people. We know those things weren't entirely safe, but come on. I think if there's one thing people in the community have to agree on, is that 50 Shades of Grey really opened the door, opened Pandora's box. And you'll get the good and bad out of Pandora's box.
Yes, definitely opened the door. And then I ended up going down a rabbit hole, finding like other fictional books on BDSM that were a little more realistic and a little less creepy. And yeah, that led to my research. So that's how I found out I was a little in a brat at that time because I was like 13.
This is how I know we're friends, because our journeys have been the same.
It happens.
Okay, so you said that you read some books and that's how you figured out you were a little in a brat. But what else led you to some more of your exploration around submission and maybe like being kitten?
Well, the books just got me intrigued. The researching, like looking at different websites, taking all those quizzes they have out there, that's what helped me find my identities. I actually didn't get into pet play until I got a little older because I was in like a very judgy area. So I wasn't around many pets or nothing, or just the BDSM community in general. So last year when I started going to parties and stuff and being exposed to more people in the community, that's when I realized I was into pet play as well. And that's how I became a kitten.
I love that experience. So, in your exploration, did you always know that you were like on the little side of things, or do you have any ambitions of topping?
So I definitely always knew I was a little from like day one. It was very apparent. I've always been like childlike and very excitable. As far as topping goes, I don't want to be a dom or anything, but I do sometimes like taking the topping role, like I'll flog or do wax play, but I don't want to be a top in a dynamic. I just like to have fun with topping and bottoming and kink.
That's good. We haven't gone too deeply into like implements and things like that, but I think it's important that everybody learn how to properly use them. So you know if someone is doing it wrong to you.
Yes, that is definitely a big thing. I watch a lot of YouTube videos, and then I just talk to a lot of different doms about stuff. Like the main people I top are like doms that I play with, so they'll kind of guide me and like tell me how to do it properly, so I'm not doing it wrong. And then once I get it down packed with them, then I'll top other people.
I love that. Okay, so speaking of topping, you mentioned that you had some playtime coming up. What is your current dynamic?
So I have a daddy dom. He does play other roles depending on our headspace. So he's definitely been like a caregiver. He's been my owner as far as me being a kitten, like brat tamer, whatever headspace I'm in, he'll kind of adjust to the role.
Okay. Do you guys talk about stuff like that, like before, like when he comes to visit, or do you kind of just move into it naturally?
So it depends on what we're trying to do. When it comes to like little space and daddy space, that happens more naturally because that's not really something we turn like flick a switch on. It just has to be kind of like the mood we're in. But when it comes to like actual playtime, we'll kind of discuss like, okay, I might want to do this, or I might want to be in this headspace tonight, and we'll discuss a little bit. But for the most part, we do kind of go with the flow.
That's good. But like your daddy dom and little side, that's kind of the baseline.
Actually, our baseline is the kitten and owner.
Wow.
Yes, he's more of an owner than a daddy, so that's more of the baseline. For me, I'm kind of like always in like kitten slash little space, but with him, he's more into owner space. So like he'll have to get into daddy space if he realizes that's what I need at the moment. But baseline is definitely owner and kitten
That's so interesting to hear.
and
See, that's
brat.
what I was trying to tell people. I'm like, you really have to know who you're working with here, because I tell people all the time, I'm like, my partner, he's like us, he would be considered a soft dom, but naturally with me, like he's always in full daddy mode. Like he's full on caretaker. He's terrible at giving out punishments. Don't tell him I said this. Everybody knows.
Um,
I never said anything.
yeah, no, like I can always be in little space. So sometimes he won't always be in daddy space. Like he'll kind of be like playful with me. So he don't always be in daddy down mode. But if he realizes I need it, he'll switch into it. As far as punishments though, he definitely does his fair share of handing out punishments. Or should I
Sounds
say
like it.
punishments? Because I mostly get just fun spankings.
That's the masochist in you.
Yeah, there was one time where I was really acting up and I had hard impact time. That was not fun. It
Oh
was not.
no.
It was a real punishment. I was like, oh no, this is not a punishment. I think I had like, I can't even remember how many I racked up because we're long distance. So I was racking them up over time. And when he saw
Oh
me,
no.
it was so bad. He just kept adding it like 7 more. And I'm like, I'm really racking these up.
You don't know. It's after that first one where you're like, oh, I really did some damage this week.
Yes, and ever since then, I have not gotten any hard impact time. I've been kind of behaving enough to where he does not need to give me hard impact time because I
It
did not
works.
enjoy that.
It works, but don't tell them.
Exactly. Don't tell them it's a secret.
All right. Well, I just want to spend some time being a little with my friends.
Yay.
So those are all Hedo's questions. Now that we got the big guy stuff out of the way,
We
gosh,
can have fun.
we can have fun. But first, let's take a little break.
Okay.
And I do. Welcome back. This time we're in full Little space, stuffies on
Yay!
board. Okay, now we're getting to the questions that matter. Kidding, don't tell Hedo. My question is, how did you know you were interested in being a little?
That is a difficult question. So I don't know. For me, I just feel like I was always naturally a little. Like it was just a certain like I've always been like really childlike. I've always liked more childish things.
Mhm.
Like I've always loved unicorns and Hello Kitty since I was a kid.
Unicorn.
Like all the colorful stuff, anything that's super colorful. I always loved it. So it was just like one of those things where when I found out about it, I'm just like, oh, it all makes sense now. Felt like everything just fell into place. And then I realized I was like accidentally making like my exes in the past daddies. It's so bad because it was like at the time I was embarrassed. So I never really said nothing, but I would just still be myself and they'll naturally take on the daddy role. And then I would tell them and they'd look it up and then they'll just look at me like, have you been grooming me?
No.
Like, no, you did it on your own.
But right, I feel like that's what I was
Mhm.
trying to explain in our last episode. Like, if you're a little, it's there. Like, it's always been there. Okay. All it
So,
takes is for someone to be like, you a little. And you be like, you're right. You're right. As someone who never grew up, because I'm a Toys R Us kid,
exactly.
I
Toys R
stay
Us,
here.
Disney, all of it. Yeah. I don't know the meaning of growing up.
Right. What are you talking about? I've always been this way. But what age range, or do you have an age range that you consider yourself to be?
I do. I'm typically in like the 3 to 5 age range. So like, kind of independent, but still want to be up under my daddy all the time. And like kind of having fun and stuff and still want him to do small things for me, like tie my shoe every once in a while, even though I can do it myself.
Yes. I mean, why do we have to tie shoes if our daddies are there?
Exactly. Like, why do I have to feed myself? Why can't you spoon feed me? I don't understand the problem.
Come on. That's good. I think the first time I heard somebody give themselves an age, I was like, you can give yourself an age? And I think the person that I heard say it, they were like 15. And I was
Oh,
like,
the middles.
15.
Yes,
Yeah.
the
She's a
middles.
middle. And I was like, 15. I was still like learning. And I was like, I'm not 15.
At all.
I cannot do that many things. I do my chicken nuggies and my stuffies. Um, so then I was like, yeah, I'm totally like in that 3 to 5. Like, tie my shoes, give me chicken nuggies. I have a coloring book. I'll watch Little Mermaid.
Oh, I love coloring. I
Yeah.
got
Okay.
coloring
So,
books for Christmas.
yeah, you did. Okay. I could go off on this for hours, but whatever. Tell me some of your favorite things to do then.
Okay, so I like watching movies, like a lot of Disney movies. Love it. I even have like this little anime that gives me like Little Space Kitten Space Fairy Tale. I love it.
Mm.
Um, Obviously, I love playing with my stuffies. I like coloring. I have a passy that I like using sometimes, and I love cuddles. Lots and lots of cuddles.
We do cuddles over here.
Love the cuddles.
So do you do these things alone or do you like do them when he's in a space for it with your daddy?
So I'll do it alone, like especially because I've been without a daddy for so long. There are times where I'll just put myself in a little space, like when I just need a break from life, or when I'm just like watching something that makes me really excitable, I'll just slip into it. So
Yeah.
I've definitely just pull out my coloring books and just start coloring sometimes, and I'll play with my stuffed animals and stuff. Um, when he's around, like I'll do the same things around him when he's around. Sometimes he'll be like in the headspace to be like in daddy mode, and sometimes we're just playing together.
Right?
It just depends.
I think when you have a good connection with somebody, especially when you identify as multiple roles, it's really easy to like slip into things and they just catch it. And I love that.
Yes, that is my favorite part.
That's so good. All right. Is there anything you wish you had known before you got started?
It's a good question. It's a very good question. I feel like the biggest part I wish I learned was like how there will be people who try to tell you what you are or what you're not. And like, I guess the stereotypes and the personas they expect you to fit just because you're that. I think that's probably the biggest thing I wish I knew, because I've definitely had downs like, oh, you're not a little, you're too big to be a little. And I'm just like,
ooh, we don't do that over here.
Right? Like littles don't have to be short and small. Like, what are you talking about?
Shaming.
Or like just because they see my everyday personality, like people who first meet me aren't going to see all the sides of me. And they're just like, oh, you don't give me little vibes. And I'm like, because I don't know you. Like, you're a stranger, sir. You're not going to get little me immediately. Like, that's not how that works.
See, a little space tip of the day. Don't let people tell you who you are.
Exactly. So that's the biggest thing I wish I knew, because it was definitely confusing for me in the beginning, because I'm like, am I really a little? Like, I was definitely like second guess myself, because I was running into those people a lot before I actually got into a community, like just the random ones you meet who who say they're doms and they're probably really not. And so that's another word I wish I had. I wish I knew about fake doms.
Yes, we're actually going to be talking about vetting.
Yes.
I think either the next episode or a couple, and I think that's going to help a lot of people. Okay, last thing, and my favorite thing is, please introduce us to your stuffies.
So this is Stitch. I got this for Valentine's Day for my daddy. He got a little pineapple. This is Stitch. And this is Blue. They're non-binary.
Hi, Blue.
I've had this one for, I want to say a little over a year. I got it Christmas of 2021. So a little over a year. No, it smells really good. My daddy sprays his cologne on it, so it smells like him when we're away.
I love that.
And this is my Squishmallow.
Hi, Squishmallow.
Hi, Squishmallow.
It looks so squishy.
It is. It's like a little pillow. And it says, I love you to the moon and back. I got this years ago on Valentine's Day.
Aww. I love them.
And who is that on your shoulder?
This is Baby. Him never got a name because I have another fox. Daddy gives me foxes because he's also a fox.
Yes.
And I have another one, and I took him all the way to Costa Rica because it was my first time being away from Daddy for a long time. And my friends there actually helped me name him. So his name is Rico because we were in Costa Rica.
Rico, I love that.
And then I actually got this one when we went to Friendsgiving because I hadn't seen Daddy in a long time. And that was the first time I had seen him. And he pulled this guy in my pocket, and I freaked out in the middle of the street. And he had to pull me back in, but I never named him. So he's just Baby because I always lose him in the sheets. And then this. And then this, though. This is my Snorlax.
Snorlax, and he looks so comfy and soft.
He is so comfy. He sleeps on Daddy's side of the bed, and I make Daddy hug him so he smells like him. But this right here is a perfect example of compromise because I would have bought an even bigger Snorlax.
You and me both.
But Daddy gave me this one for Christmas, so this is who I got, and I love him. And when I'm sad, I rub his tummy. So
Daddy doesn't know, but once I save up all my good girl points for a stuffy, I am definitely asking for a big stuffy. That is my goal. Like, I want a big stuffy to lay with me when you're not here. He doesn't know that yet, though. So shh. We don't tell secrets over here.
Okay, that was fun. Please tell us, where can they find you?
So I have an Instagram. My Instagram is little.kitty.cocoa. And that's it.
Okay, we'll put it in the chat, in the description box. That's what that thing is called. And then you guys know you can find me on IG as I_mean_. her on Fets, maybe as LoveAphrodite, on Twitter as, it's going to be in the description box. And if you're looking for a cuddle, if you're looking for some yoga, if you're looking for a doula, you can find me at maryjanescouch.space. Don't forget, if you're interested, Experience, Coven, and Fun Sexual are hosting camp. Hedo and I will both be there as counselors. So if you're interested in coming, the last day to register is March 26th. Bye, guys. Stay kinky.
Bye.
Stay-